Morning campers, coffee time. Well, Keir Starmer's going down. That's good, isn't it? Isn't it? I did a video about a year ago saying, is Keir Starmer a good guy? Controversial title. But not really when you understand that whoever that is being Keir Starmer is not Keir Starmer. He's somebody playing a part. I mean, how could you get such a nonce-loving, anti-British, anti-freedom, technocratic, totalitarian piece of shit? Really? In 18 months, look what he's done to the UK. Sorry, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. And the way he's been paraded around, you know, kissing everybody's ass, but then getting shunned, like the embarrassing public schoolboy he is. He's a character. He's a character that has been designed to show the people of Britain how bad it could get. And he's done a good job, hasn't he? People are getting cross and irate and waking up and looking into things. Looking into the fact that he was the man that let Jimmy Savile off. You know, people don't understand the size of Jimmy Savile's crimes. My second YouTube channel got taken down because I connected Jimmy Savile to John Dee, to Alistair Crowley, to Ian Fleming, and even to Philip Schofield. You see, the true size of the problem in the world has been paedophilia, but not just paedophilia. It's much, 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 much worse than that. It's an industrial scale operation that's been going on for a very, very long time. Underground, mainly. That's why you don't see it. The figure that I've quoted multiple times is 22,000 children missing every single day since the Second World War. That's the official statistics. And everybody not everybody, but a lot of people go, oh, it's impossible. All those kids get returned. Think about the number. That's 8 million children a year. It's such a big number, it's hard to comprehend. I mean, it's nearly 1,000 children an hour. And these are official statistics, which means the true number is far greater. That's a child trafficking network, a global child trafficking network, where children are stolen relentlessly every hour for your entire life. There's nobody watching this who's old enough to remember a time when it wasn't happening. Maybe the odd one or two centenarians, is that a word? I don't know, sounds like a Roman soldier. But I have to keep coming back to this point, you know, people go rah, 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 rah about when Trump says this or Trump does that. But if you look at it from a bird's eye point of view and really think about it and do some research, you know, do your own research. If you go to Yandex and type in 8 million children missing every year, you'll find an article from, I think it's the Irish Mirror, which states that figure in the mainstream media because they have to hide everything in plain sight. So they put these articles up and nobody complains about it. Fine, no karma. That's the way it works. That's the universal law that they have to abide by. So that's just one article. There's loads of research on this if you want to look into it. And it's a dark rabbit hole. It's the darkest rabbit hole. But it is the most important one. And is it possible that what I said earlier about the guy playing Keir Starmer has done a good job, therefore he's a good guy? Because not the original Keir Starmer. I mean, unfortunately, I would assume he was born into a satanic family and abused terribly, because that's the way that people actually rise to power, is that they're either members, you know, brought up in a satanic family where they get abused beyond belief. I mean beyond belief. Or they get indoctrinated into secret societies like Skull and Bones, where people like George Bush and his father were raped by hundreds of men, and hundreds of men ejaculated over them inside a coffin. Go and look it up. Go and look it up. That's part of the Skull and Bones initiation. And then you've got the Bullingdon Club, people like Boris Johnson and David Cameron, who have to do things. I mean, do you remember when that Black Mirror episode came out, and there was the Prime Minister, which was clearly based on Cameron, was having sex with a pig's head, and that was based on a real thing. George Osborne with the ferret or the hamster up at, Pet Shop Boy, that was a real thing. And then you've got Boris Johnson burning £50 notes in front of homeless people. That's called the cremation of care. The cremation of care is a big part of their rituals. If you look into Bohemian Grove, Alex Jones made it. Whatever you think about him, it doesn't matter. Go and look it up. Go and look up the Bohemian Grove film he made about 22 years ago, I think it was. That shows the cremation of care. Now, if you think about the term cremation of care, what does it actually mean? It means getting rid of empathy. These rituals are there to get rid of empathy so that you're creating psychopaths that literally don't have the same feelings as you or me about anything. If you go and look up the Dutch banker Ronald, can't remember his surname now, so it's not very useful for you, but you'll find him if you look for it. Dutch banker Ronald Satanic Ritual Abuse. He came out, 10 years ago, talking about the way that he was recruited as a businessman in Holland and taken to these parties. And, it's a progressive journey. Not everybody just falls into it. It starts with a party and the drugs come out, and then some weird sex stuff happens. And his story is that he was went to these parties. As the business deals got bigger and the things he was asked to do got bigger, the parties got weirder. And he just thought it was all a joke, that they were dressing up like they were in Eyes Wide Shut, the Stanley Kubrick film. And he was like, well, they're just weirdos, I'm making loads of money, it doesn't matter. And then one day he was asked to kill a baby. And he said no. But a lot of them say yes, they have to do this stuff, because without that, they're not controllable. You cannot, imagine, it's horrible, but imagine that they've got that over you. You will do whatever they say. So if you take on board any of what I've just said and you really think about it, it's incredible evil, right? Now, my perspective is that wherever there's something in the universe, there has to be a force. There has to be an opposing force. So, as this has been going on for literally thousands of years, is it possible that there are powerful people that don't agree with that and don't like that and want to stop it? And is it possible that they've had a plan? Is it possible that they've been implementing that plan over a long period of time? When you're undoing a network this big, and I'm talking industrial scale, I'm talking underground tunnels across the planet. I'm talking deep underground bases. I'm talking about entire cities underground. I'm talking about maglev trains that can go thousands of miles per hour under the ocean. These things are all completely plausible and probable and almost definitely there. And why am I able to talk about this? Well, I've been researching this for 35 years, my whole life actually, and holding these thoughts whilst also getting up, having a cup of coffee, stroking the cat, looking after the kids, taking them to school, going to the shops, getting your food, blah, 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 living a normal life. Holding those thoughts at the same time as trying to enjoy your life is not easy, and not many people can hold those thoughts together at the same time, because it's too much for most people. So if you were a good guy with an organization trying to take out all these, because these guys are everywhere. The film Hot Fuzz, have you seen the Hot film? Seen the Hot film? Have you seen the film Hot Fuzz? Go and watch it if you haven't seen it. It's a comedy, Simon Pegg comedy from about 15 years ago. And it's about a policeman who goes to a small village, who gets posted at a small village, but he's a super keen London cop. And he thinks it's all sleepy and nothing's happening. But as it turns out, the publican, the shopkeeper, the head of the police, etc., they're all part of basically a satanic cult. And they're murdering people quietly, behind the scenes. Hot Fuzz is not a comedy, it's a documentary. They Live is a documentary. The Matrix is a documentary. Yeah. So you've got minions everywhere. How do you think they pulled off the biggest psychological operation in history? Because they've got minions everywhere. So to catch all these minions, you have to flush them out. You have to put on a show for the masses that wakes them up whilst you're cleaning house. And there's a number of reasons why I believe that's true. One of which is that we were supposed to be wiped out in 2017, but we weren't. When Clinton was supposed to win in 2016 and take us to war, nuclear war. The lockdowns were supposed to last for 10 years, but they haven't. And I'm an apocalyptimist, which means that I just feel that it's going to be good for the human race ultimately, because we have to get rid of this evil. It has to go. Not one child needs to be harmed in our societies worldwide ever again. For that to be a reality, humanity has to go through the pain that it's been through, I believe. It's God's plan, and God wins, and God bless you.